Oh, what did I do here? Oh, wrong one. Hold on, y'all. How did that happen? Oh, I was teaching somebody how to do something earlier, and I never fixed it right back to what I was supposed to do. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Hey, Kathy B. Kathy Pooh. Hey, Kathy Pooh. Uh, Hold on. Let me just get comfy. Ouch. How are you today? I'm surprised I haven't taken well, I don't take naps, but I'm surprised I'm not that tired. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. You have? Congratulations. I know your brain is like, ah. Oh, girl. I was doing some stuff too in the computer today with some cases. Well, actually, I was talking to another parent today that I'm going to be interviewing on here. Another corruption case. Yup. Corruption is real. Yeah, another corruption case. But I'm going to put the case out tomorrow. I already put the thumbnail out. And then I'm going to schedule something for her to come on here, and she's going to tell her story about her son. Yeah, sad. But congratulations to whatever you're doing, Kathy B. You know, shout out to Kathy B. That's weird. It said four people, and I was said two. Who's the two people? Oh, the two people in the back. Oh, come on out of hiding. It said four, and then it switched to two real quick. Child, please. Anyway, welcome to Brooklyn Squad, y'all. Y'all already know what it is, baby. It's for my certification, so it's mandatory to do every 2 years. Okay. Hmm. Okay. But congratulations, though. They love seeing my beautiful face. uh, I like seeing y'all too. I love seeing y'all. This thing is a little crooked. Hold on, because you know my bed is my desk. My bed and my pillows is my desk. That's what the damn laptop be on. Okay, y'all would never know. Okay, so above water, y'all. Y'all, this trial is heavy, baby. We didn't get off until 1 o'clock in the morning last night. This morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. Welcome y'all to Brooklyn Squad. We have been covering um the Adam Montgomery case, the Adam Montgomery trial of his daughter, so sad, Harmony, who was 5 years old. He had unalived her, but they have yet not to find her body. Also, his wife is also in prison for a few charges as well, but she made a deal. So she will not get that much time. A few questions that people had, I actually found out today by Harmony's mother, biological mother. Like, I want to play something. I don't know if I could play it. I am going to play something that I know I could play, but there's something else that I want to play for you guys because there's an interview of Harmony's mother. And she says a few things on that interview that I didn't know, and I'm pretty sure that you guys didn't know either. And it will shock the hell out of you. Hey, Megan. Megan is here faithfully every day now. Go ahead, Megan. Part of me is hoping she is caught in another lie, so the deal can be off the table. She deserves to rot in prison like Adam. And I agree. We are definitely on the same page with that, Megan. Because I want to play this video, but you know how they are when we play stuff on here, people start flagging my videos. And then that happens. And so I don't know if I could play the court TV thing, the interview. Um, but I will tell you this part. Remember when I do have a video to show y'all though. We're gonna take a look at something, but I will tell you this. Remember when we was wondering, did she have that baby before or after they unalived Harmony? Well, I found out today she got pregnant after Harmony was unalive. So for her to be so scared for her children and so scared for her life, she got pregnant from him right after he unalived his daughter. And that was by Harmony's biological mother. It came out of her mouth. So that pissed her off too. Harmony's mother, because she's like, as a mother, you're saying that you're so scared and you're this and you're that, but you wind up getting knocked up again when my child is unalive, like when he unalived my child. So, yeah, that's something because people were wondering, well, maybe she wasn't, maybe that didn't happen like that. Maybe, Harmony was still living when she got pregnant, allegedly. But no, they had already unalived Harmony and then she got pregnant. This is crazy. I'm gonna show you oh, and let me put his thing in the chat. I'm gonna show you a video uh why I'm showing you this video. Um, I'm also going to let you guys know because we have 5 people in here now, and Megan's in the chat also. I have a live that I'm doing tomorrow. This live, I told Kathy B it just now, but it wasn't nobody else in here. This live that I'm doing, guys, is a corruption. The police did some dirty things to this woman's son. But they're not saying they did the dirty things. They're actually blaming it on another unalive child, right? There's not no news coverage. There's barely nothing about the case. So I have this piece about it, but I'm going to put it out there tomorrow because she's going to come for an interview the next time on here. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Megan, I hope you could come here tomorrow, whatever. Always keep your notifications on. Cause no one's talking about this case. It's not on YouTube. I can't find nothing. Not one thing. Okay, very sad. But yeah, so let's get into this case. And he was young. The boy was young. So let me show you the video. So right now we are talking about Psycho Adam. These guys are amazing. I truly like them. They are ex-police officers and they do their thing, you know? They do their thing.
Retired New York City police detectives and 9/11 World Trade Center first responders. If you like all things true crime related from the police detective's perspective, you're in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you'll get all things Duty Ron and this guy over here, Ed Wallace, when we go live or upload another video. And tonight, hey, we're gonna talk to you about week 1 of the Adam Montgomery trial. Kayla Montgomery gave shocking details of the murder of Harmony Montgomery.
Now, I put this.
I don't know, folks. Ed and I, we've been talking about this on and off all day.
They have a caseworker, an analyzer, or something like that, that's going to be talking about it with them and just, her opinion on it. I didn't see the whole thing, but when I did see they had someone that specialized, I stopped it and said, okay, I want to see it with you guys. So, reaction video. This is I should have put reaction video on top, but I could fix it later.
Day long, and it was shocking for us to hear this. This is a horrific crime that took place, and the two of them. And Kayla is the star witness for the prosecution, but after what we heard today, she is just as evil and demonic as this guy, Adam Montgomery. What's your thoughts on that, Ed?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Tony.
Commercial, right?
How Australians are making up to $31,806 per day.
A dead body around like the way they did from location to location.
Exactly.
Keeping them in the trunk of the car, then putting them out in snowbanks, in between dumpsters, and then in coolers, and in bags, and in the ceilings. It's just unbelievable. And now I've had many cases similar. I had babies that were stored in tote bins and hidden in closets, and I've had few cases like that. We got dismemberments that have been in refrigerators for years. We had a couple cases just recently, 2 of them in about 3-week period of dismembered body parts being stored in refrigerators and freezers in apartments here in New York. But I mean, to live like this, knowing what you did, and then toting this dead child around.
Takes the cake. This one takes the cake. And I got to tell you, no matter how much experience we have with dealing with crime scenes, when it comes to a child, this is, Harmony Montgomery, 5 years young. She's a baby. It just makes it just compounds the whole thing. It makes it just so much more horrific, Ed. And I know you agree with me on that.
100%.
Got to say, want to say thank you to the Patreon supporters, the replay viewers, the channel members, the moderators, and everybody who leaves us comments down below in the comment section and in the live chat. We're going to ask that tonight towards the later part of the show, towards the end, to use the hashtag DutyRon, hashtag Ed, and hashtag Heather. Heather is our retired DCYF equivalent. She worked quite a long time in the field that we want to speak about. We all want to have, a little bit of clarification of how the system works. And, it's just such a gray area, and we know that the system is broke. But let's play just a little piece for them, Ed, so this way you can get up to speed what was going on with the trial. This is from today, and it gives you a pretty good overview of the courtroom drama that was going on between the prosecutor and the defense. And I don't mean drama. I just mean they were trying to really just corner Kayla, and the defense was really trying to show that she's lying, and she lied before, and she lied to the grand jury. And this is just part of the defense, is they want to show that she is not trustworthy, and that her testimony that she gave is less than honest. So that's just part of the defense. So don't get tricked by it. Let's just take a peek, and we'll be back to you in a minute.
And now to the extremely tough testimony in the trial for the New Hampshire father accused of killing his 5-year-old daughter, Harmony. Today, the little girl's stepmother took the stand and described the child's final moments alive. But WBZ's Christina Rex tells us her credibility is being questioned.
Nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Is Kayla Montgomery telling the truth? That answer seems to be the deciding factor in whether or not a jury will convict Kayla's estranged husband, Adam, of killing his 5-year-old daughter, Harmony, back in 2019.
Do you understand the consequences of providing false testimony?
Yes.
Kayla's in jail now for perjury after lying to a grand jury as part of this investigation.
Don't she look different?
The state says she's the only adult to witness Adam beat Harmony to death in the car the family lived in, all over a bathroom accident.
And put her in the duffel bag.
For 3 months, Kayla says Adam kept Harmony's body in a bag wherever they went. At one point, she helped him cut clothes off the body before he allegedly stuffed it into a small tote and disposed of it.
You lied more than once.
Yes.
But is any of that true? The defense spent all afternoon poking holes in Kayla's credibility.
That was a lie.
Yes.
That was a lie that protected you, and that was a lie.
Yes.
So you went to the police station to do the right thing, which was to lie.
So who will the jury believe? The prosecution, who says Kayla was a battered woman terrified of being killed by Adam if she came clean? Or the defense, who says Kayla's a liar, pinning everything on Adam so she can get out of jail?
Kayla, did you kill Harmony?
No, I did not.
Did you beat her to death?
No, I did not.
And the defendant, Adam Montgomery, again chose not to be in court today. Now, Kayla will be back on Monday to continue testifying. Part of that reason is because testimony wrapped up early today when she got a headache on the stand. In Manchester, Christina Rex, WBZ News.
So that was a pretty good overview of some of the events that took place today. But we also have day two to talk about. We covered day 2 live today. Day 3, there was a lot that went on. I believe that Kayla did hammer home that Adam Montgomery was the enforcer. She did a decent job of it today, but when the defense got a hold of her, she came up with this, I think 15 minutes into the 30-minute cross-examination from the defense, she came up with a headache. She was holding her head. She was grimacing. You could see. Ed, I asked you before we went live what you thought about that, and what was your take on her credibility for the prosecution and after the defense got a hold of her, Ed?
Okay, well, her direct testimony for the prosecutor was very believable in my book. And at the end, he kind of drove the stake home with her because she knows that this deal is dependent on her being truthful, and that all the other charges that they were waiving would fall on her like a ton of bricks if she gets caught in a lie here.
Yep.
Okay. So, and then she'll be in for a very long time. Now she's scheduled to get out very shortly if she doesn't perjure herself here. So, and she wants to get out for her remaining children and so forth, and she seems to have cleaned herself up a bit.
Mhm.
Then the defense comes in, and you want to talk about beating a dead horse. The defense was so redundant. You lied, you lied, you lied, you lied. Yeah, we all know that. And the prosecutor brought all of that out in his direct examination of her. But I mean, she just went through every lie that she had told prior to this testimony today, every lie she told in the grand jury, every lie that she was held accountable for, with her being found guilty of perjury and sentencing and so forth. There comes a point where, that she should have stopped, but she didn't. She just kept going on, and she's still going to go on when she comes back on the stand. Okay. It still doesn't change the fact, okay, that, we have evidence that supports what she said. We got Adam's fingerprints. We got the body fluids on the sheetrock hidden in the ceiling of the shelter. We have all these things, all right, that are supported. And we got the fact that Adam's uncle dropped a dime on him to child services for what he did, giving her the black eye initially. Okay. And I think the defense attorney should just, stop her cross-examination at this point, because if I was on a jury, I'd be getting pissed. I said, like, you made your point already. All right. We know she lied. We know she lies.
In the past.
Okay? Yeah. In the past.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you're not touching anything that came out in the cross-examination. You're not showing that anything she said in the cross-examination is a lie.
Right. Now, I just did a poll, and I agree wholeheartedly with you, Ed. I just did a poll quickly, and based on what I put out there, I asked people, do you feel that Kayla Montgomery's testimony was believable? And I said, press 1 if you do believe it was believable, press 2. I think it was around 80% press 1 and 20% felt she was not being honest. There's the component here of her, as we talked about before we went live. There's the component about Kayla saving her ass, right? She doesn't want to spend the rest of her life in jail, in prison. She doesn't want to, and she wants to be able to get out to be around her kids again. And I personally, and let me know if I'm overstepping here, folks in the chat, but I personally wouldn't want her around any, not her own kids, but any children ever for the rest of her natural born life, because of the decision that she made to, I understand the battered woman syndrome. I understand from being a law enforcement professional, we've handled thousands of domestic violence calls and we know what happens. But my thing is that there was so many opportunities. There was so many opportunities to come forward and save Harmony Montgomery's life before it got out of hand to the point where Adam bashed her skull in. And that's basically what happened.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, this is a sad state of affairs. This is what happens when
Pamela.
uneducated, drugs, early pregnancies, out of wedlock, things like this. Okay. I mean, the drugs were huge here. I mean, everybody here is doing drugs. I mean, Jesus, they went to a methadone clinic, right? So they're getting their methadone and they're out in the car, living out of the car, getting their methadone. And then they go and score heroin.
My YouTube channel, Pamela, if you would like to join us.
And they got high after they killed the child.
Oh, I'm bleeding on my face.
Okay. I mean,
that just cancels out your meth, the dose. When you go and take your methadone, it's so you're not doing heroin. But I know how this goes because I've been around a lot of folks who are addicted to heroin, and the methadone clinics, is something that they have to do first thing in the morning, otherwise they'll get sick. Right. So that was the first order of business, and then boom, straight to Burger King, then getting high again.
But they murdered the kid right outside the methadone clinic.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy.
Okay.
I wanted to clear up something because there's still a lot of our friends, a lot of the community, a lot of people I see in Law and Crime and Court TV's chat. And I do visit those chats and I say hello to everybody. So shout out to everyone who's joining that was in the Court TV or Law and Crime. If you guys seen me in there, let me know in the chat and say, hey, Duty Ron, hi, I've seen you in the chat. I try to educate, I try to communicate with people, but Everybody is still caught up on why Adam Montgomery is a no-show. He's MIA. He's not in the court. It's not going to help his case, folks. But let's take a listen to what an attorney's take is on this. And then we're going to bring our next guest on, Heather. She's hanging out in the green room. She's just chomping at the bit. She's ready to come on. But we're going to bring her on in a minute. And then before we do that, Ed, we'll get to what we talked about. So here's the piece about Adam Montgomery and why he's not in the courtroom.
Well, Amy, a defendant does not have to be in the courtroom for their trial. They have every right to waive their appearance. But legal experts say this is a very highly unusual move.
Be seated.
Adam Montgomery missing the second day of his murder trial after waiving his right to appear on Friday.
Defendants are not required to attend the trial.
The 34-year-old has only appeared in person once this week,
Look at that
Tuesday, for
smirk
jury
on his
selection.
face. I'm gonna
The
smack
following
you.
day, while the jury was out of the courtroom, Montgomery appeared
allowed
via
your 5
video
years
from
old
the
daughter
House
and
of
you
Corrections,
smoking?
where he is currently serving time for unrelated weapons charges. Court documents show he refused transport because he was upset about being strip searched.
Obviously, you know, the sheriff's deputies, the jail would not force anybody against their will to appear.
Montgomery also did not appear for witness testimony yesterday and today. The court has sealed his transportation orders for those days, so it's unclear as to exactly why he is refusing to show.
It could be maybe the defense attorneys themselves suggested it.
LaFrance says there is a chance Montgomery makes an appearance, even possibly taking the stand.
Looking at the facts that were presented, not facts, but, you know, the statement that was made by the defense attorneys in their opening statement, you know, some of what they were saying, it seems to me, again, that he would need to testify. There's a lot of information there that can't come from anybody else except Adam Montgomery.
I want to stop it right there because if Adam Montgomery takes the stand, that would be epic. And I think that would sink him because of the attitude that he has and his cockiness. I don't think he would help himself.
I think he has to. I think he has to stand because the defense attorney hasn't touched any of this witness's testimony today about what Adam did.
Right.
All she keeps doing is saying, "You're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar," but didn't touch any of the stuff that came out in her direct testimony as being a lie.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Johnny.
So, he's going to have to take the stand to refute this, unless they're going to pull a rabbit out of the hat and some witness is going to come forward and say something different.
Right.
Hey.
Let's talk about day 2, which was yesterday. You and I covered the morning you were driving home from, you were in a Uber going home from JFK. Crystal Story, Harmony Montgomery's biological mother, took the stand. We heard some, real emotional testimony from her about her daughter being potty trained at 2. And a bunch of relevant information as it pertains to Harmony Montgomery. But when we heard from Kevin Montgomery, the uncle, Adam's uncle, that's Adam's father's brother. He was asked, what is your relationship to Adam Montgomery? And he said, that's my oldest brother's son. So Kevin Montgomery took the stand yesterday, and his testimony was emotional. It was, to me, highly believable because I'm basing it on what he did in this interview with News Nation some 2 years ago. If those of you who are following this case closely, Kevin Montgomery was standing with an umbrella in the pouring rain, and he gave an interview. I don't remember who it was from News Nation that was interviewing him. It might have been Brian Enton. It was almost identical, because I went back and I matched it up to what he testified to today. And it was identical. But what he told the jury is that Adam Montgomery told him, I bashed her around this fucking house. Those are his words. And when he said that, he didn't just say it. He said it and started getting choked up. So I thought he was very credible as a witness. Granted, he's got a background. I think everybody in that whole family, as you said, Ed, has a drug history. But when Kevin took the stand, he showed the most emotion, I feel, out of everybody, because at some points he wasn't even able to talk.
Yeah, no, it was tough. It was a little tough testimony to go through, but he was definitely credible in my book. And in addition, he's the one that dropped a dime on his nephew.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they asked him, "Do you want to be here?" He said no, but he got subpoenaed and he was there.
Albeit he did it anonymously, but he did it. He took the initiative, like we.
Do y'all think that his wife should be near her kids when she come out of jail? But she coming home soon. She took that deal. I knew I was right when I said 18 months. Do y'all think that she should be near her kids? She should be raising her kids? Yes or no in the chat? I want to know what y'all think. I say hell no. You ask me.
Tell people, if you see something, say something. He saw that, and even though he, I think he did time twice,
No,
for various crimes.
I agree.
He knew this was beyond the pale, and you don't beat a child like this. And he called
a child, nobody
services
else's
on his
child,
nephew.
child or the neighborhood
Yeah,
kid.
Listen, we're going to hear from a DCYF, former DCYF, social worker that went out and responded to this thing.
Please don't call him a DCYF, because he's an embarrassment. All right, and he's got blood on his hands. He's going to have to answer for this.
I agree, Ed. Let's just say, let's get to this. What you want to show? Happy Chinese New Year, right? Year of the Dragon.
Year of the Dragon, yes, and
right.
Gong Hei Fa Choi, as we say in Cantonese, for those of you who celebrate Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year. So today, my wife and I, before the show, we went over to our friend Jamie's house and celebrated a traditional Chinese New Year dinner with her family, and I got to meet some of the family here, and I just want to share a little bit of this. And I told them I was going to give them a little shout out here, and you're going to see myself. Okay, can everybody see that?
Oh yeah, so adorable.
Okay, so that's Mason, Tracy. The parakeet is Lucky, and Lucky didn't leave a nice present on my shoulder like he did to Harvey, Hilton rather. And Harvey, that's Hilton and Harvey there. And Mason's the glasses. He's the owner of the parakeet, and that's the lovely Tracy.
Great picture, and it was just tonight, right, Ed?
Yeah, just a few hours ago.
Beautiful, beautiful. What a great family. I love it. I love it, Ed. All
right.
So let's get back to business here. So I want to show just a little bit of Kevin Montgomery's testimony from yesterday, and then we're going to get right to the DCYF. I know you don't want to call him that, but we're going to have to call him former DCYF worker. But let's just take a listen to Adam Montgomery's uncle, Kevin.
Did you fly into Manchester or into Boston or somewhere else?
Boston, Logan.
Okay.
Just take note of his
Did you come back to Manchester that same day after you got off?
I just want you guys to just take note of his body language and his facial expressions when the prosecutor asks him some tough questions. And I'm only going to play a couple of minutes of this because we got to get to our guest. She's anxiously waiting. We got a lot to talk about here.
The flight.
I did.
Okay. And did you go to visit 77 Guilford Street? Did you go home?
I did.
Let me ask you, when you got home, did you see Harmony there?
I did.
Where did you see her?
He can't even.
I seen her standing in the kitchen.
She was in the kitchen.
And when you saw her in the kitchen, how did she look to you?
She had a black eye.
Can you describe it for us? How did the black eye look?
Lord have mercy.
Full. like a raccoon's eye,
What?
black and blue.
Black and blue.
Yes.
And when you say full, what do you mean by full? Can you give us a good
All the
example?
way around.
Oh my
All the way around.
gosh.
And I see just there you were pointing to your right eye. Did you see it on her right eye?
I honestly can't recall, but I think the left.
Okay. You think the left. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that for your honesty there. You said you saw her in the kitchen with this black eye?
Yes.
Okay. So when you saw her in the kitchen with
That's
this
not
black
right.
eye, what, if anything, did you say?
You can see how upset he is.
It's okay. Take
Mm-hmm.
your time.
He's reliving this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's got post-traumatic stress disorder.
Something along the words of, "Oh my fucking God, what did you do, Harmony?"
Why does it? Let me just say something.
And who answered that question?
Hold up. I got to say something.
My nephew Adam.
Where was he?
Why does it have to be, oh my effing God, what did you do, Harmony? Why does she have to do something wrong? She's the child. It should have been, oh my effing God, what did you do, Adam? I don't like that. When I heard that yesterday, that bothered me. The hell? She's the child. He's the one that did something wrong. It's not, oh, what did you, I hate that when parents, what did you do now? No.
Standing right behind her.
And what did Adam say?
It's crazy, man.
She didn't do anything. I bashed her around the fucking house.
Look at that shit. Bashed a 5 years old around the house.
Did Harmony ever say anything in the response to the question, or just Adam saying, I bashed her around the fucking house?
I think just Adam.
How did Adam say this?
Exactly, Megan. Exactly.
Now, he misunderstands what he's asking him here.
How did he say it?
Yes.
He calls him arrogant, but he was really asking him to repeat exactly what Adam
Let's put it
said.
this way. Can you say it the way that he said it so that we understand?
I'm not sure. He said he was in the bathroom moving his bowels, and that he put Harmony in charge to watch Declan.
Oh, shoot.
And
Sorry,
when he
y'all.
came out, Harmony had
Sorry, y'all.
her hands over his mouth, and I guess his lips were supposedly below. That's what was explained.
That's what Adam explained to you.
Correct.
And after he explained that, how did he say he caused the black eye?
I bashed her around the fucking house.
Mm.
Was there anybody else in the kitchen?
All right, I'm going to stop it there, Ed.
Jesus, please do.
He went on to tell the prosecutor that he called. The prosecutor asked him, "Who did you notify, if anyone?" He went down a whole list of his family, a few of Adam's friends, the biological mom, and he also said DCYF. So he made the notification. I highlighted one of the questions in the chat is people said, well, why didn't he call the police right then and there? I mean, that's a question we can't answer. That's a question it's a valid question. Like, why did everybody that he notified did not one of those people said, "Oh, Adam's beating the fuck out of Harmony. Why? Maybe we should call the police." But everybody was scared of him. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. What's your thoughts on that, Ed?
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody called the police, and especially after the uncle notified them. So, there's plenty of blame to go around. But like you said, this guy was known to have a gun. He's known to be violent. Okay. And people are afraid of him.
Right.
So and also this, it's family. And I think it took a lot of guts for the uncle to do what he did. Even though, it wasn't calling 911, but he did call, he did call child services and expected them to come out and do their job, and they failed.
Yeah, agreed. Hey, friends, so this is the second half of our show. We're into the 30-minute mark. I want to bring on, I'm going to give her a thumbs up because I'm going to bring her on, Heather. She is, again, going to be joining us because she has extensive experience in this field. We are going to watch the testimony from the former DCYF worker. He gave his testimony. It was short. There was no cross-examination. And Ed, that was another thing I wanted to talk to you about. Very little cross-examination by the defense of any of these witnesses. They brought on his girlfriends that he met in when he was in a drug rehab, the dark-haired girlfriend. They brought on his friends.
Yeah.
They brought on people. And when they asked for cross, they didn't give any cross, and including this worker.
Yeah, the trial is moving at a record pace, man. You want to compare this to the Troconis case, man? This trial is flying. This is their key witnesses on today. This is only day 3, and going to come back sometime next week, maybe Monday, and finish up the testimony there. I'm sure there's going to be some redirect.
Exactly.
So I mean, what's you're going to get the forensic people come in. You're going to get the FBI. You're going to get the people that tested the sheetrock with the body fluids on it and so forth. Hopefully you get the plumber, and the plumber may have some good information about what happened with the drain being clogged.
Will there be any of the personnel from the Union Street search warrant, FBI?
Whoever collected the latent fingerprints, whoever took the refrigerator, whoever pulled
Don't worry, y'all. We're not
there's
going to be on here till 1
additional
o'clock in the
forensic
morning.
evidence on
Not
any of
today.
the things they seized
I
at
might
that
do another
apartment. Yeah, you're
video
going to
of
have those people
this.
come on, and then you're going to have the lab people come on and talk about the results.
Let's acknowledge some of the new members. Beverly, thank you for becoming a member. Vicky, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Kim McDonald, always great to see new members. Thank you to all who are new.
I also want to say shout out to them. Shout out to Don Duty Ron, because I've been watching them for a while now, and I really like the way they do their stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I really, really do. They very informative. Because they have information because they are in that field. You have a ex-cop, and you have this guy was in did the 9/11 thing, and just they was in that field. You know what I'm saying? So they have a lot of knowledge, and I like that. That's like Grizzy. I like I'm probably saying her name wrong, but the one from yesterday, Gizzy or Grizzy, she has a lot of knowledge with being out there in the field, and journalists and stuff like that. So shout out to them. I did put their stuff in right here in the chat. Go check their channel out.
Barbara George, member for almost a year. She says the best true crime channel, the best of the best. We appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you. It's the best because you're here and we have the great
nice.
community. You guys are fantastic. Wanderlust sends in a $5 super chat, and she says, you both do a great job with reporting truth and the facts. Thank you so much.
They do.
It's coming from our experience as investigators, and this is what you get here. There's no fluff. We do not create things that aren't there. We talk about what's right in front of us. Shelly, thank you for the $7.99. She says, what a coward not appearing in the courtroom. We agree. We agree.
I agree too.
Retired Sergeant, AH, Sarge, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Good friend. Family. She's family. All right, let's bring her on. Heather, you ready? You get the thumbs up from Heather? Heather, retired DCYF. I'll call her that. That's
where I
probably
wanna
not
hear
where
from.
she came from. But Heather, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're taking out your time is really so valuable to our audience. And you've been on with me to discuss this case some 2 years ago. So thank you for coming back.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
I can't believe I didn't know about this.
Could you tell the audience a little bit about your experience slowly and in a condensed version?
Yes, I worked as a child protective investigator from 2011 to 2014, and then I worked for a privatized company in child welfare.
Okay, so you have extensive experience as it pertains to this, but you also have some great knowledge from a former DCYF worker from New Hampshire.
Yes, sir.
We'll just call her Kathy. So Kathy, you spoke with her many hours in the past, and you also got an opportunity to speak to her today. As it pertains, Heather, to this DCYF worker, and I'm going to put him on the screen. I know he gets a lot of us angry.
I need to go.
What was your take on his testimony? And I just want to get your personal thoughts. Again, this is going to be your personal thoughts to what this guy had to say, and some of your. I know you take a lot of notes. So, what was your thoughts on this guy?
He seemed pretty arrogant. This is just personal opinion. Okay, I'm not saying this is how he felt, but he seemed like he didn't really want to be there, and not saying that this means something about him as a person, but he went from child welfare to being a U.S. postal worker. So, I don't know what his reason was for getting out of it. Some concerning things that he said was obviously the first thing, when he showed up to the house, he saw who he knew was Adam and let them leave. He didn't approach them. He didn't call law enforcement and have them pulled over. He just, from his testimony, from what I understood, it appeared that he just called him later from the office. That was my first.
Yeah, and it was some 7 days later, I believe August 7th, I want to say. So he saw them out in front of the location August 1st, and August 7th, he made face-to-face contact. Let's take a listen to what his testimony was, because it's short, and I'll fast forward when need be.
Was employed as a CPSW, a child protective service worker with the state of New Hampshire for DCYF.
And that acronym that you just gave, CPSW, can you tell the jurors what that means?
Yes, child protective service worker.
How long did you work for DCYF?
Approximately 10 years.
A decade.
And in your capacity as a caseworker for DCYF, did you have occasion to interact with someone named Adam Montgomery?
I did.
And calling your attention specifically to 2019, the summer of 2019, did you receive a report regarding Adam Montgomery?
I did.
Are you aware of whether or not he had children?
Not when I first received the report.
Was the report regarding one of his children?
Yes.
Which child was that?
Specifically, it was Harmony.
Harmony Montgomery.
I'm sorry, Harmony Montgomery.
And was that report regarding an injury to Harmony Montgomery?
Yes.
Do you know who made that initial report?
I do not. It was anonymous.
Do you remember specifically when that report was made?
It was July of 2019, towards the end of the month. Specifically, it was either the 19th or the 29th.
Would looking at your report refresh your recollection?
Yes.
And what did you do after your involvement on that call began?
I apologize. Could you be more specific?
So you got a report. What did you do after you received that report?
When I received the report, I initiated trying to make contact with the family in order to see them, see the family, see the children, ascertain safety.
And is that generally what you do, or is that what you did in this specific case?
Generally, that was the standard practice.
In this specific case, though, what did you do?
Specifically, tried to initiate contact. I ended up going out to the listed address in an effort to see the family.
Do you recall what that address was?
I believe it was 77 Guilford Street or Guilford Ave.
Tell us about that trip out to the 77 Guilford Street or Ave.
So I drove to the location, and as I pulled up, the location, I noticed a person who I recognized as Adam Montgomery getting into a car.
And let me stop you there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Shantae Marie said, "You all don't listen." He did not know that that was Adam Montgomery and Harmony until he went to the door and spoke to Kayla. He does not testify to that here. Ed, did you hear him testify to that?
Mm-hmm.
You're muted, Ed. You're muted.
He said, when I pulled up, I recognized the man I known to be Adam Montgomery.
Correct.
That's what he said. You can play it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to play it back right now. Heather, you heard what we heard, right?
I heard the same thing.
77 Guilford Street or Guilford Ave.
Tell us about that trip out to the 77 Guilford Street or Ave.
So I drove to the location, and as I pulled up, the location, I noticed a person who I recognized as Adam Montgomery getting into a car.
And let me stop you there.
Yes.
Yes.
They have a short sidebar here.
So, Mr. Soros, I'm going to show you what's been admitted and previously published. It's as State's Exhibit 101.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize the individual that's depicted there?
I do. That's Adam Montgomery.
So, when you said that you recognized the individual getting into a car, I believe,
Yes,
that was this Adam Montgomery?
it was.
Was anyone else present?
We're playing this, ladies and gentlemen, because we did a full series on the failures of DCYF in the state of New Hampshire. And I'm playing this because we need to, it was such a small part of the trial. It happened quick like this. I feel so strongly that DCYF had a lot to do with what happened to Harmony Montgomery, because
Yes.
if this failsafe was in place and operating properly, she would have been taken that day, because she probably would have had black eyes all over her.
Exactly. And he got an anonymous complaint, which we later found out was from the uncle, who listed the name of Adam Montgomery and the child's name and the address. All the information was there. And he's in the system. All right. Because he's in the system. Right. So he goes there. He's in his car. He sees Adam coming out with the child and getting into a car and takes no action.
Zero.
He doesn't try to stop him. He doesn't try to drive up to the car and have a chat with him. He doesn't follow the car and call police to stop the car to check that child. He lets the car drive over.
Let's ask Heather. Let's ask Heather what she would have done. And it's easy to Monday morning quarterback and do this after the fact. But presenting that same type of situation, I'm going to ask you, because you were an investigator, you did this for a living.
Right, Heather, before you answer, Heather, we have this in the police department. We have to be, we're held responsible for our actions, and what we're held responsible to is to the reasonable police officer standard. So in your case, it will be the reasonable child safety officer standard. Okay, you're a child safety investigator. Would you do what he did?
Negative. Okay, you cannot ensure that a child is safe if you don't lay eyes on the child. And if a child is able to be interviewed and you don't take the opportunity to interview them without the perpetrator present, how can you ensure the child is safe? Period.
That's right. He could, at a minimum, he could have followed the car and called 911, tell him, identify who he is, have the police pull the car over to check the child. He just let it drive off, and then he goes to the house looking for him when he knows he just left.
If you see something, say something. And it's very simple, and we say it all the time. He didn't do anything. Let's listen to the rest of this.
So, Mr. Soros, I'm going to show you what's been admitted and previously published. It's as State's Exhibit 101.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize the individual that's depicted there?
I do. That's Adam Montgomery.
So when you said that you recognized the individual getting into a car, I believe.
Yes.
That was this Adam Montgomery?
It was.
Oh God.
How do you sleep?
Was anyone else present with him as he was getting into that vehicle?
There was a young girl, small girl.
That interaction, your observation of the defendant, Adam Montgomery, and the small girl who was with him, how long was that?
It's a shame.
Not very long. Basically, as I was pulling up and getting ready to park, they were getting into the vehicle, and I can't remember exactly how far away I was, 30, 40 feet or so, when I was parking my car, and I observed them getting into the vehicle.
So you're parking your vehicle. Were you outside of your vehicle when you saw him, or were you still inside your vehicle?
I was still inside my vehicle.
And this young girl that you saw with the defendant, what was she doing?
Nothing really in particular, just, getting into the vehicle, her father helping her into the vehicle. Excuse me. I didn't know if it was her father at the time. The person, Adam, helping her into the vehicle.
It's crazy. Insane.
Is anybody else's blood boiling?
For real. Hell yeah. Let me ask my
Ed,
peoples.
You said in the green room, I got to change this. I'm not used to this.
Y'all blood boiling, because I know mine's is. I'm just like, wait a minute. So he didn't even stop them. He didn't question him. They didn't even know he was there, because his dumb behind just stood in the car and just let them drive off. What kind of worker was he? And I bet you he didn't do monthly visits anyway, because if he did, he would have known that this girl was being abused and that they were homeless. And who else? He was the only worker he was the only worker?
You said in the green room before we went live that
Crazy.
This former DCYF worker has the blood of Harmony Montgomery on his hands. And I don't hear you say that often.
No, he does. He absolutely does. And now that I know that he's on the job for 10 years, I'd be pulling all of his cases and reviewing every one of his prior cases to see what he did in those cases and what's the status of these children that he was supposed to be protecting.
Okay, I'm going to say something that's going to probably make your blood boil more. So when I spoke to Kathy, she said we were discussing the fact that he didn't pursue trying to see the child. And I was, saying I thought that was pretty ridiculous. And she said, technically he put eyes on the child, which I know for where I'm from, yes, that is technical, but you don't put eyes on a child when you have, you don't just put eyes on a child and leave.
So Kathy
but
is
technically Kathy said that
is
that is
former-
something that
right. She's our former DCYF state of New Hampshire social worker, right? Was she, am I saying that right? I don't like to get the title wrong. So she worked in that same, in the same department as this guy. Maybe didn't do the same things he did, but she's saying that's all they needed to do.
She was saying that that does happen. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's total bullshit. Okay. You're supposed to see if that child has a black eye. That's the allegation, right? That she was beaten. How are you going to say that? So I'd love to see the report. I'd love to see his report, what he wrote.
Many felt
Look, there's almost 2,000 people in the chat, and look at what Merds_70 said. That's the bare minimum, right? I mean, you got to sometimes go a little step further. What were you going to say, Heather? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, the thing that is concerning is that if you don't put eyes on a child, you don't have a conversation with a child, and that time from the time he saw her to the time he actually really legit saw her, she had a little tiny mark, but you leave time for the perpetrator to further hurt the child, to continue to brainwash the child, to disappear with the child. So many possibilities that a tighter investigation was needed.
Exactly.
Right. And the injury healed over the time, from the time he tried to initiate contact, which I didn't think he tried anything, until the time he finally did initiate.
7 days later, he saw a small little red. Let's listen to the rest of this. To let our blood boil even further, we're going to listen to the rest of this, because he goes on to say, I finally made contact with Harmony, and she's got just a little dot. He called it a dot, a little red dot on her eye. We'll be right back. Hashtag Ed, hashtag Duty Ron, hashtag Heather with your questions. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and also hitting the thumbs up, because that helps the algorithm. Hit the thumbs up button while you're here, folks. Share this video out onto your social media platform and let us know in the chat, the live chat, because we love the live interactive chat. You guys are the heartbeat of Cry Inside with Duty Ron. Do you think that this DCYF former worker was negligent? Put a 1 if you think he's negligent. Put a 2 if you think he did his job. I don't think that we should see any number 2s, but I'm not trying to sway the chat. So
I want to know that too with y'all. What y'all think? Do y'all think he was negligent, or do y'all think he was just doing his job? I know we ain't got many people here like he do, but shit, we got some people here. What you think, Megan? I already know Megan. Megan be like, that motherfucker need to be in prison too. What y'all think? What you think, Kathy B? The people in the back. What y'all think? I think he was straight negligent. This is horrible. He did not. I mean, so that means, wait a minute. So that means that he only came to that house one time? Hold up. Wow. Recklessly negligent. I know that's right, baby. Yeah, you better say it, Megan. Okay? Like Megan's Law, you better say it. For real. So wait a minute. That means that he only came to this house
specifically with respect to that small female that you saw. How long were you able to observe her for before she got into the vehicle?
Maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
10 seconds.
Not a long period of time.
And this was from 30 to 40 feet away?
Correct.
Oh my God. I want to back up for just a moment. The child that you were going to see, it was a female, is that right?
Yes.
How long? Sorry, let me strike that. Were you able to clearly see the child when you were in your car there?
I guess as clearly as I could from that distance.
Did you observe anything about the child other than her gender?
No, just it literally just looked like a small child, a female, getting into a car with someone.
How long were they parked there for before they drove away?
Not long. She got into the car. He then got into the car, and they drove away.
And you said the distance already, but was this on a public road, or were they in a driveway or something else?
A public road. They were parked on the side of the road in front of the house that I was going to.
During that home visit, did you interact with a child named Harmony Montgomery?
No.
Why not?
Aside from seeing her at that home visit, because she had left. She was the little girl that got into the car.
Is that something that you learned that day or at a later time?
That day.
While you were at the home attempting to make contact with Harmony, was there anything that drew your attention away as you were approaching the home?
Anything that drew my attention away?
Yes.
Nothing in particular.
It's a shame.
Do you recall?
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you recall noting that there was a loud dog that was barking at you?
Yes, there was a loud dog, a large dog barking at me from the property.
And was that before or after the defendant drove away with this young female?
I believe it was after. It was after.
Hey, let's go get lunch. What's wrong? Man, it's tax season and I don't know what to do.
After they left, I approached the property.
So you were unsuccessful in seeing Harmony Montgomery that day?
Correct.
You got my
Did you attempt to follow up with the defendant?
I did.
Tell us about those attempts.
That was initiating a phone call and speaking with Adam and trying to arrange a home visit in which I could actually come and see and speak with Harmony.
When were those attempts? You mentioned a phone call. When was that phone call?
I think I would have to look at my notes to refresh my memory, but I believe it was later that day that I spoke with Adam on the phone.
So he gives him his notes, and now he's looking through the notes.
I did.
Did you speak to the defendant on August 1st?
I did.
What, if anything, did he tell you about Harmony's condition?
I would have to, again, look at my notes for
Oh
details.
shit, my thing
Please
is
do.
not charged.
And
I
just
thought
look
it
up
was
when
all the way in.
your memory's been
Yeah.
refreshed.
So now he knew he was testifying. You telling me he wasn't prepped for this?
Right.
Apparently
Not
not.
the same thing.
And why it came out.
Do you recall what, if anything, the defendant told you about Harmony's condition when you spoke to him on August 1st?
The contact I just reviewed, I was speaking to him about setting up a home visit and that he had one of his children was not feeling well and he needed to take him to be seen.
And
So,
go ahead.
so we would not be able to have a home visit and it would have to be rescheduled.
And during that conversation, did he also tell you that he believed that Harmony had the same illness as his other child?
That I don't remember. I don't recall.
Do you think that that reviewing your notes would refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Please do.
You know, there's a thing called trial prep, folks. When you sit down with the prosecutor before you go and testify, and the prosecutor gives you all the questions that they're going to ask you. They don't tell you what to answer, but he knew these questions in advance.
He just wasn't prepared because he didn't give a shit.
Following up.
Oh,
with
hell no.
Mr. Soros,
plenty of time to
is your
catch,
memory refreshed?
to coach her.
Yes. And
Oh,
Adam did
mhm.
say that he
Oh,
believed
oh,
Harmony
after
now
Adam.
had the same illness or condition that his other child had.
Yeah.
That again was on August 1st.
Yes,
So 2 days after you
Because-
went out.
correct.
I'll tell you after.
So what was he saying? COVID?
During your
I think it was
Something I was
don't think it was
listening
COVID. I
to
think it was
his
some kind
ex-wife
of
said about
some
his
type of
daughter.
virus or whatever.
But
I
I'll
don't
tell
know
you
if Heather's
after.
got it written down, but
Well-
he goes on here. I think there's a little bit more. I think he kind of like just goes right over this. But
That's
I
a
want to get
little
to the
thing
point
that
where
he got, I
he
think.
gets
I
to
like
see
that.
Harmony, and he talks about the little
Oh,
red
hell
spot
no.
on her. I believe he says right eye.
response, did you have a face-to-face with Harmony
Here we
Montgomery?
go.
That's a little,
Could you ask me that again? I'm sorry.
At any point during your
what
response,
you call it, those things.
did you have a face-to-face interaction with Harmony Montgomery?
My response, as far as my following up with the report,
Correct.
I did.
When was that?
When was that?
I believe it was about a week later. The exact date, I don't
lying.
remember.
He's lying.
Do you think that reviewing your report would refresh your recollection with respect to the date?
Yes.
Can you please do so?
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Was that appropriate?
Definitely.
Yes, it was August 7th,
Let's see it. Let's see.
approximately a week later.
So you're not making
What, if
stuff up.
anything, did you observe about Harmony's physical appearance when you saw her on August 7th?
Overall, excuse me. Overall, she seemed.
So let me strike that question.
Yes.
Specifically, did you notice any markings or injury to her face?
I did notice a small red mark under one of her eyes and some redness with discoloration in the eye that was closest to that.
Did the defendant tell you anything regarding how that injury occurred?
He did. He said that he had bought the kids, he had 2 younger children. He bought the kids like foam swords or lightsabers, and that they were playing with them, and that Harmony was struck in the face, in the eye, and that's how she got that mark.
So, Mr. Soros, I want to switch gears and I want to discuss January of 2020. On January 8th of 2020, did you make contact with the defendant?
I believe so. I would like to review my contacts, please.
He seemed
Sorry,
completely. He seemed completely.
Speak a little more loudly.
He seemed completely taken back by that. Ed, it looked like he was completely surprised that question was being asked.
Leaving a report then, and I don't remember the exact date and whether I made contact or not.
Would it refresh your recollection to look at your report?
Yes.
Like I said, if he was prepped properly by the,
Go ahead, Ed.
if he was prepped properly by the prosecutor, these questions were already told to him. I'm going to ask you these questions, okay? And sometimes the prosecutors even write out a list of questions and give it to you to read so that you know and prepare yourself for the questions they're going to ask. Now, as I said earlier, a prosecutor can't tell you how to answer or what to say, but that's part of trial prep before they put you on the stand. They're going to tell you, here, these are the questions I'm going to ask you.
Right after this, we're going to get into some sticky stuff, really difficult stuff to hear. We're going to talk about Kayla Montgomery's testimony. And for those of you who suffer from maybe PTSD or any type of sensitive conversation, we're going to be talking about her testimony from today. And we're going to try to condense it, so we're not going to drag this thing out for 2 hours. But I just wanted to put that trigger warning out there if anybody's, sensitive to the stuff. And if you listen to it today, this might be a little bit redundant, but we're just going to go over just some of the more, from the stronger points of what she testified to. So let's finish this. And Heather, do you have time? I mean, are you pressed for time, or can you hang out with us?
I'm getting out for a little bit longer.
Okay. All right. So let me just finish this and we'll be right back.
Did I contact them?
Yes.
Oh, phone.
You spoke to him on the phone?
Yes.
And what, if anything, during that conversation did he say about Harmony Montgomery?
I believe it was that conversation. I would have to check my notes to make sure, because I can't remember if it was that conversation or later when meeting with him. that he had told me that Harmony was now living with her biological mother.
That was the lie.
Yeah, and did you follow up?
Specifics of what he said about how she came to be with her biological mother.
He had said that she was having visits with her mother, and again, I'd have to probably look at my notes again, but I believe due to their unstable housing situation, that Harmony ended up staying with her mom.
But as we all,
And what's your highest level?
God, I just messed up the whole thing. But as we know from that, Heather, and I know you could talk on this because I know you got to go, but he should have had knowledge that there's no way that she could have been with legally back with the mom, because the biological mom lost custody of Harmony.
And there should have been some follow-up, because when the child came from Massachusetts to New Hampshire, there should have been services that were implemented. The one issue, I don't know if this affected it, but I was reading some details on what Massachusetts has done differently since this case. And one of the big issues was that because she went to New Hampshire without the ICPC or the interstate compact being completed, she may not have had services, but he could have still followed up and said, okay, what is mom's phone number? What is mom's address? What kind of services were involved? Like, I can't remember if Massachusetts and New Hampshire had actually communicated, or if it was just the judge ordered her to go to New Hampshire without a home study, and that's what happened, without services.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, again, he should have followed up. There's no way
100%.
you close the case out like that without verifying the truthfulness of the statement that you were just told. Okay,
And
you could.
I was reading in their policy last night and today. I was reading so that I could better understand New Hampshire's policies. And in their policies, it says if they get an investigation and there's a child that's supposed to be in the home that is not, they're supposed to locate that child.
There you go. There you go. I mean, it's just sloppy. It's disgusting. He does have blood on his hands. And like I said, he's got 10 years under his belt in that agency. I'd be looking at all of his cases and making sure all of those cases, the kids that he was involved in are okay.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just the thing that I want to say is that I know there's a lot of hate for social services for investigations, but I know as a former investigator that I, and also Kathy, and I know a lot of other people who dedicate their life to it. Even though I'm out of working in investigations, I still am volunteering in child welfare. And when you love children and you're passionate about it, you make for a good employee. And so even though I think there's a lot of shoddy work here, I also want to say that you know, it's just like with law enforcement, with teachers, there's always a bad apple. And unfortunately, the bad apple, or unfortunately, when there's somebody who doesn't do their job and then something terrible happens, it appears that everyone is bad. And there's really a lot of good, I mean, I still know a lot of really good workers who, you know, I, as an investigator, and I know Kathy did this kind of stuff, you know, pulling up to a house and just kind of watching, see what's going on, sitting in a house for a couple hours and watching the interaction. So there's a lot of good work that happens. But I also think when something bad happens, that we, the people, as well as, you know, the system of care needs to look and say, okay, how can we do better so that there isn't another Harmony?
Yeah, I know you guys are overworked and understaffed and underpaid. We had our own scandal here in New York City, and then what New York City did in response to it is they hired a bunch of retired New York City detectives, gave them waivers from their pensions, and allowed them to come back and work as investigators here to supplement the investigators with some more experienced investigators. But that said, this seems to be something systemic throughout the nation. Right. Okay, it's not just New Hampshire. It's not just, you know.
Kathy B says, too many cases and not enough people to do the work. Some problem in every state. Same problem in every state. Too many cases and not enough people to do the work. And not only that too, I think. Oh well, with the CPS thing, yeah. Yeah. And I also feel with them, they don't do enough training. They don't train these people enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they need to go through they need to reevaluate their whole training system. For real. They should be doing something at least every 6 months, maybe every few weeks or every month or two, or every 6 months, some type of retraining or something like that. Because this is disgusting. This is freaking disgusting. This don't make no sense at all. And they cover up for each other just like police cover up for each other, I feel. These CPS workers. Oh yes, they do. They cover up for each other just like the damn police cover up for each other. They sure the hell do. It's a damn shame. Why these babies are being unalive in the system. And let me tell you something. They had the mother beg them not to place Harmony with that man. Harmony don't even call him daddy. She calls him Adam. Well, she didn't even call him daddy. She calls him Adam. She never called him daddy. Yeah, we need this week. We'll check out the the interview with the mother. Not today, because after this, I'm going to be doing some other cases that I want to work on. But yeah,
No, New York or Florida. This
Yeah.
seems to be happening all over the nation,
I
and
might
it
do
requires,
some uploads.
I think it requires congressional hearings
I might do another
to
live.
figure out what the hell is going on with these systems and how we can better fund them, how we can get better results out of our tax dollars for this highly necessary field.
Absolutely, and it is nationwide. It's a nationwide failure of the system. We saw it in Bakersfield, California, with our boys in the Syrian Classic. We see it here with Harmony Montgomery. We see it down in Tennessee with Summer Wells. I could just go on and on. Gannon Stout. There's just so many hiccups and so many bad things that happen within the system. Yes, it's a lot of ground to cover. And like you said, Heather, there are really good workers that are out there, investigators that'll go the extra mile. But always, just like in law enforcement, just like in any profession, when you have those bad apples or people that slack, it's a black eye for all of us. It makes us look not good. So I get what you're saying. I want to thank you for being here for, over an hour with us. Your input is just so vital to this. And I feel that when this trial is over, there still needs to be a conversation about what they did in New Hampshire to take the steps to correct this problem, to try to put some type of fail safes in place so this Harmony Montgomerys don't slip through the cracks and don't continue to be murdered at the hands of their own flesh and blood. They're the very people who brought her into this world, took her out. So
exactly.
Very sad. Any final words for the audience? I know you just said a nice, good piece there, but anything else that maybe a takeaway from this testimony or from this case at all?
Overall, I just think that I've watched almost everything. I didn't finish the little bit end of Kayla's, but just watching the that employee, that worker, just wasn't very prepared. You know, it just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I think Ed was saying, I've never testified in criminal court so far, but I've testified many times in court. And I mean, the cases I testified on, you could probably say the name of the case and I could give you details. I can tell you dates of when I had to remove kids, or dates when we went to the doctor's office, or dates when I arrived. And so it just, that was
right.
Wasn't a good look.
It's tough. And like you said to me on the phone when we talked today, you said, most of the investigators that go out, CPS, DCYF, whatever whatever the acronyms are for their particular agencies, they're parents, mothers, fathers, and most of the time they have their hearts in it. But sometimes supervisors and procedures keep them and hold them back from doing the things that I want to do. Like I can recall having a day of going to 3 separate agencies in 3 separate states to pick up inmates and bring them back in the trip team when I was in New York City Police Department. And I had our supervisors telling us, you got to do this in a certain amount of time. You can't make more than 8 hours of overtime. And we were rushing around and cutting corners and doing things that were making it unsafe for us and for the general public, like in traffic, going on to the shoulder and putting our lights and sirens on, things that you don't need to do unless it's a real emergency. But we had to do that because of these time constraints and overtime and so forth. So we could go on and on about this, but Heather, thank you so much for being here. Ed and I appreciate your
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, your
No problem.
your knowledge, and I know that everybody here in the chat appreciates you. Leave Heather a message down in the comment section. I know that she'll go and look at the comment section.
I've seen a lot of really last time I didn't watch the comments because I was like a little nervous, but I've seen a lot of positive comments, and it's like, yep. And I'm gonna keep doing the right thing and doing the best thing for the kids that I serve. So,
Thank you.
Never go weary of doing what is right.
Yep, agree.
All right. Good night. Ed and I are going to take this to the next segment. So we'll speak to you soon. Thank you, Heather.
Okay.
Thank you, Heather.
All right. Ed, we're at the hour and 7-minute mark. Let's try to condense this. Kayla Montgomery, as we see here on the screen, testified all day. She testified mainly for the prosecution, but the last 30 or so minutes were cross-examination by the defense. She talked about all of the movement of Harmony Montgomery's remains over a 2 to 3 month period. I just want you to get into maybe some of the hurdles that they went through with moving this body and trying to not have this smell from the decomposition detected by the various places that they were at. And we come to find out today that the cat was out of the bag at the shelter that they were in because people complained about the smell. The restaurant, people were all asking why he kept bringing that bag in and out.
Well, that was the first time, though, about the restaurant that she brought the bag once, right? He asked her to deliver Harmony in that bag to the restaurant, and then he put her in the refrigerator, the freezer, and then I guess from that point on, he would bring the body back and forth.
Let's take a little listen to some of her testimony here. And again, this is a trigger warning. It is difficult at best. It's very, very tough. AH is saying 1,000% correct, Duty Ron. Management always ruins the good work that the grunts are trying to do out there. She knows because she
And let me
worked
say
Warren
something.
City. I want to put myself back on.
She's also a sergeant, right? Because
His
like I remember
voice.
being on patrol, and our protocols were if we got to a domestic or anything like that, and we had to pull the kids and give them the child services, we had to get the
Thank you for
sergeant's
joining,
authority. The
babe.
sergeant would have to be called out to the scene,
Yes.
and the sergeant would say, "Okay, you got it. Take the kids."
Exactly. Yeah. She worked in my office and she knows exactly what that story I just told about being in 3 different agencies, 3 different states, and then being told you have to hurry up and get this done. So now we're, cutting corners.
I want to
and
say
making
something, but let's finish
dangerous,
watching a little bit more.
situation. for us and for the prisoner, for the public. So, anyways, let's
wait. Hold on 1 second. I was waiting for somebody to do it, but guess who did it? Our sergeant did it. She knew I just quoted the Bible, and she went and she pulled up chapter and verse.
There you go.
Amen to you. Good work, Sarge.
I love her. All right, here we go. Kayla Montgomery, trigger warning.
With Travis Beach.
I don't know who reached out to who, but I knew it was about selling a gun.
And initials?
Yes.
Did you circle this item?
Yes.
Why'd you do that?
To let it be known that that's the item that was similar to the one that he had.
Your Honor, I move to strike ID and Marcus Bull unpublished States Exhibit 62.
Any objection? No, Your Honor. If the ID is stricken, it's entered as a full exhibit and it may be published.
Ron, stop it here for a second.
Yeah, I know what you want to talk about.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've been following the Troconis case. I've been following this case. How our courts are so different in every state. Here, the judge tells the people to rise. The court clerk doesn't tell the court to rise when the judge enters. The judge gets on the bench and tells everybody to rise for the jury. The court clerk doesn't do it. Here, the assistant district attorneys swear in the witnesses, not the court clerk. I've never seen that either. Now, when I was on the stand and they wanted me to identify something, like a photograph or something that I took, so they would present the photograph to me and they said, do you recognize this photo? Is this a fair and accurate depiction of the blah, 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 blah?
Yeah.
They don't move it into ID.
Okay.
And then
show
strike it from the court record and then put it in as evidence. We just go right from there into evidence.
Yeah.
And then we can present it to the jury.
Let us know in the chat and let us know in the comments what they do in your state. But in New York and in the, like kind of tri-state, I know New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut and Pennsylvania, they all don't do it like that because I've been in all those courts. So I know for a fact that they don't do it like this. But let's listen to a little bit of this. And again, trigger warning, this might be a little difficult to listen to. We're only going to play a little bit.
And put her in the duffel bag.
You mentioned this duffel bag from the trunk.
Yeah.
Had you seen that duffel bag before, Kayla? What was it used for?
When we got kicked out of the house, we put clothes in there for everybody. And it was in the trunk of the car.
Did you see him put Harmony in that duffel bag?
Yes.
How did he put her in there, Kayla?
She is crying though. I'm trying to see if she got tears coming out her eyes, but she's
He like folded her in half and put her in the double bag.
She said he folded her in half and put her in the duffel bag.
In half. Oh.
Did he call 911 at any point?
No.
Did you?
No.
And when you saw him put her in that duffel bag, did you attempt to get away, to run?
No.
Why not?
They had the two other kids and I was scared.
She said she was scared for the other kids and she was scared.
Right, she had the two other kids and she was scared.
Yeah.
Scared of?
That something would happen to me or Adam and the kids.
You said you saw him put her in that duffel bag, fold her up and put her in there.
Yes.
What did her face look like when you saw her go into that bag?
It was all black and blue and her face was puffy. Her eyes were puffy.
Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Cody voice. I said hi to you,
Did he
girl.
say
You didn't hear
anything to
me?
you after he put her in that duffel bag?
I don't remember.
That's right. Harmony was scared.
What did you do after he put her in the duffel bag?
That's who was scared. Harmony was
We
scared.
took the kids and we walked back to Colonial Village.
What did you do once you arrived at Colonial
Let me
Village?
put these comments up here.
Put the bag in the snowbank so Anthony wouldn't see it.
She said
sorry, so
she put her in the bag in the snowbank so nobody would see it.
Who wouldn't see it?
Anthony.
That's Anthony Badero.
Yes.
Where was the snowbank that you put? And sorry, let me clarify. Who put her in a snowbank?
Adam.
Where was that snowbank that he put her in?
In the embankment from the parking lot.
What was around that snow embankment?
A dumpster. And cars and snow.
She just makes me so damn angry.
You said he put it in there so that Anthony Badero wouldn't see.
Yeah.
What did the defendant do after he put that duffel bag in the snowbank?
Left her there.
Okay, I'm going to ask everybody, Ed, put a 1 in the chat if you feel Kayla Montgomery is credible, a credible witness. Put a 2 if you do not believe her story and that she's just creating the story to save her butt. So a 1 if you believe her, 2 if she's just creating the story. Just remember before you vote, the things that she's talking about, Ed, you could take it from here. Evidence backs up what she's saying.
Well, some evidence, right? I mean, we have the evidence of the body being stored in the ceiling, in between the ceiling and the shelter. The black eye, yeah, that's been established through multiple witnesses, including the uncle and then her. So some of the evidence is some of what she's testifying to is corroborated.
So remember, Ed, we still haven't heard from the evidence that was recovered at the Union Street search warrant.
Right.
Took out tile, carpeting, and all.
Right. That's all to come. Right. That's all to come, and that's based upon her giving up this information.
They would have never gone to these locations had she not given them up.
Right.
So we have to look at this through the full lens of, yes, she's being obviously saving herself and being selfish. If she didn't get this opportunity to get herself out of being charged with murder or conspiracy to commit murder, I don't know if she would have ever opened her mouth up. So
again, if she gets caught perjury, committing perjury here, they're going to throw the book at her. All the charges that were waived, all right, for her deal are going to land on her like a ton of bricks. Right. And she's going to do some serious time.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw someone put in the chat that she, after this happened with Harmony Montgomery, that she went on to get pregnant by Adam Montgomery. I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying that it's not true. I just never verified that, but somebody in the chat put that.
I could verify it.
I mean,
she
did.
She
still was with him at her. She admits it here that she stayed with him because she was in fear for her life and the life of her kids as well.
So I'm going to show y'all something because we already saw this.
She goes on to say in her.
Okay, so now you heard what he said, right? Wait, let me just let him finish real quick. I'm gonna
testimony, Ed, that Adam Montgomery told her he considered processing Harmony Montgomery's remains through a NutriBullet.
Yeah, after he cut her up with a saw, he was going to put her into a NutriBullet, which is a blender, but it wouldn't have the power or it's very small to begin with. They wouldn't have the power or the capacity
I'm going to play
to
this
to
interview
do
for
that.
y'all. Now that he said that,
But the thing of it is that we still do not know where her remains
cut my damn
are,
channel.
what he did with her body parts or her full remains. We still don't know. We heard
But
her
he
say-
does.
Yeah, he definitely does, and I have a feeling that she does too. But that's just my opinion.
Well, she testified that she does not know, and if they catch her in that
I think
lie, if they catch her in that lie, she's going back to jail for a very long time.
She sets up the groundwork to say that she doesn't know what he did with the remains, because remember at the end she says he was checking the light switches, he was checking for cameras, he was checking, and then she had that opportunity and she got away. So
he also beat her.
Right, he beat her. She got
But
away.
at the time that he deposited the body, they were in a hotel, and they had a room there with their friends having a room nearby. And then the friend used her credit card and her driver's license to rent him rent a truck.
Right.
And he went off in the nighttime to dispose of Harmony's body parts. I mean, and then she says he came back just before sunrise. So, and she says she swore she doesn't know where Harmony is.
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see what the chat thinks of that. If you think that Kayla Montgomery knows where Harmony's remains are, press 1 in the chat. If you feel that she doesn't know and you believe her, put a 2. I'd like to see. I always like to look at these after the live is over to see what everybody votes.
Mhm.
It's actually better than actually putting up a poll.
but see, I can't.
So thank you to everyone who participates in this. And if you're not yet subscribed,
No,
please
they
consider
will do my
giving us this
channel wrong,
thumbs up
that
and
one.
subscribing here,
But I
Ed,
might
right?
play this
Yeah.
one.
We appreciate the support.
Absolutely. Here's another thing. Who thinks she's lucky to be alive?
Oh yeah,
I mean, she's a loose end
she is. She's
to
very
this
lucky.
psycho Adam.
Right.
Right.
She is.
And I'm not so
very
sure,
lucky
Ed,
to
how
be
she could be
alive.
released to society
All
and
right, I
not
want to
be
show
a
you
danger. Because somebody who uses
All right. I cannot show court TV, I'm sure, because I don't know why, but
And what did she seem like when you?
2 years, because I wasn't her voice, or I couldn't be, or nobody could hear me.
that's
Where
the
did you think
biological
Harmony
mother.
was for the
I
last
thought
2
she
years?
was with her dad, and he was just being a jerk. Really, that's what I hoped was happening, But in my heart, I knew something was wrong. Something was very wrong. Like he was going to extremes to block me and make sure that I couldn't contact her or anything, or even to the point like once his family started calling DCYF and he knew, he then cut them off, and then I couldn't even get information from them, because at least I could get information about what was going on through them. Couldn't even get anything from them. He literally cut anybody that questioned him about how he treated Harmony or what he was doing. He cut them off.
When was the last time you actually saw Harmony?
In a FaceTime video, like 2-3 days before Easter. I showed her basket. I said, I'm coming in a couple days. Mommy got you a basket, I held on to that basket for a year and some change, hoping, that I'd have a chance to give it to her.
And what did she seem like when you saw her on FaceTime?
You think so? You think he knows where her body is? Have you been following this case?
I would say, hey, what's going on? What'd you eat
Cody's
for lunch?
voice.
What'd you
Do
do
you know
today?
about this case? You've been
Are you
following
going
it
to
too?
school yet? Like, how are your brothers and sisters? You got any friends? Little questions like, I'm her mom. Like, I want to know these things. I want to know she's happy. And every time I asked these things, he would pause it and he'd tell whatever he'd say to her. I can't hear him. He'd mute it. And he'd be like, don't tell her, da, 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 don't, da. And she'd be like, you know, and I'm watching her. So he'd unmute it and I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are you muting it every time I ask her a question? Why aren't you letting her talk to me? Why are you answering for her? Like, you're acting weird, Adam. I'm like, what's going on? Like, we're co-parenting. Like, you're letting me have visits. Like, what's going on? He's like, no, he's like, I have sole custody, sole decision making. You don't get to ask me shit. And he hangs up and blocks me.
Wow.
And that was the last thing I had contact with her and saw her at all.
What made you call the
Unbelievable.
police
This is
before Christmas?
It was a couple weeks. You know, I had called right after he stopped talking to me, but I was talking to my therapist and I was telling her, like, listen, this is affecting my mental health. I can't sleep.
So this is the biological mother, and she allegedly was on drugs, right? But she started getting her shit together. And as she started noticing, like, wait a minute, something's not right. I haven't spoken to my child. First of all, she begged for them not to give Harmony to him. She pleaded with them, do not give Harmony to him. Other people wanted Harmony, she said. But it doesn't work like that. The parent, either the mother or the father. Now, if the father wasn't in the, and I know this from experience. Now, if the father wasn't in the picture, then then Harmony would have went to somebody else in the family. And if there was nobody else in the family, then it would have went to a close friend. And if there was no close friends, then it would have went into the system. But because she did have a father, that's why they stuck up with the father. And it's messed up because he has a case. Like, he's a felon and everything. He didn't already pop somebody and unalive somebody. But because he is the parent, and it's insane how the system works. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. But when she noticed that she hasn't seen her daughter, she filed a missing report. And they wouldn't listen to her. The police and everybody else.
I'm super depressed. Like, my son's well taken care of, but me personally, I was really sad, like something right here all the time, just telling me, like, you got to get her, and I said to my therapist, I said, no one's hearing me. I've made reports. I've talked to desk people at DCF office because I didn't have a certain extension because Demetrius wasn't on the case anymore, which was the person that was supposed to remove her that didn't. He knew Adam personally. He was Adam's DYS counselor. So he was a conflict of interest from the beginning. So the 3 times they were supposed to remove her, they didn't because he knew him personally.
Wow.
And then I got word when Mauricio had reached out to me and said, I was told you had made past reports. And then they started asking me questions about Harmony. And I said, I still haven't seen or heard from her, nothing. And didn't hear anything. The guy I have all the text messages from the guy basically doing nothing. So I reached out to the mayor and I said, listen, if you guys don't help me find my daughter, because DCYF and DCF and Mass dropped the ball on this one, let her slip through the cracks. I said, I'm going straight to the media. I don't care. It was like hours later, I got a phone call from the police in Manchester. And I had already called the Manchester police. They told me I couldn't file a missing persons report because he had physical custody of her. So they said, they told me go to court and file a petition to get custody. So I go there and they tell me if it's a DCYF open case, then I can't go there and go to court. So they were running, sending me around for busy work. You know what I mean? While they were trying to figure out how to cover their butt.
Probably. That's why he wasn't making
they knew I couldn't do anything at the courthouse, but they still sent me over there. You know what I mean?
Shame.
And then, the cops called me and they're like, we're completely involved now. DCYF told me this
knows what something is wrong with their child.
It came on the news.
Facts.
Have you ever seen Adam be violent?
Yeah, when I was in a relationship with him, he used to choke me. I was pregnant with her. He choked me. like all kinds of stuff. If you did more than him, he'd choke you. If you were texting and he didn't want you to, or somebody he didn't like, he would do whatever to you, scream at you, get in your face, whatever. He uses his intimidation to and manipulation to get what he wants. Always has.
Have you ever seen him be violent towards Harmony?
Towards her, not me seeing this, but we had a play therapist that she had while he was getting visits when I had custody of her. And even my play therapist had made a report before he got custody, mind you. I still had custody of her at this point. The play therapist made a report of abuse, saying there was definite abuse going on in the house during visits. And when she told me that, I completely never let him have visits with her again, because Nan was supervising them. And there was like once or twice where she had doc's appointments and stuff, so she wasn't there the whole time. And he's short-tempered, so he, as soon as he gets a second or loses his temper, he's gonna hit her, And my daughter is she's just like me, she talks a lot and she's excited and she's smart, she kind of even thinks she might even know a little bit more than you, even though she doesn't. But that's just her, and she's just beautiful like that. But I just don't ever see someone getting so angry to where they bash her around the house, as he said,
And there's something else, because I can't play the court TV interview with her because they will block my channel. I'm pretty sure they will. So I'm not going to take that chance. So that's why I'm playing this one. But in the other interview, she said, I didn't know this, but Harmony is blind in one eye. That poor baby. Yeah, so she was already going through some things, but she was a very smart little girl. She said when she was 3 years old and she would talk, people could not believe the little girl was 3. They thought she was way older than 3 because of stuff. She was so intelligent, But yeah, she was like blind in one eye. I don't know if it was the right one or the left one. Poor baby. And he's already abusing her and stuff, but she already got issues going on. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Oh, I just don't understand.
It's a shame.
If that was the case and that's what you planned on doing with her, why go for custody? Spite me. Just spite me. That's all
exactly.
It was never for love for Harmony.
Did he ever speak negatively of Harmony?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'd say, when I talked to him, I'm like, so what was going on at the visits? Like I questioned him about what the therapist had said.
I heard that.
Hence, telling him no
Cody
more
voice,
visits.
I heard
because
that.
he's blowing on my phone. He's supposed to pick her up, and I didn't answer. Then he showed up to the sober house in Roxbury making a scene, and the director was like, "We'll call the cops on you," And
I heard the same thing,
I told him, "This is why you're doing extreme punishments to her. She all kinds of stuff like that. The therapist had gotten out of her just by playing dolls in a dollhouse. Imagine." I was horrified. I was like, "No." I told DCF, and that was that. Like months later, they hand over custody.
So far, y'all doing good.
She
Thank
got
you.
To stay with him after all of that.
People
understand.
Appreciate
I still
y'all
don't understand to this
for
day.
joining me.
I had a court date on the same day of that hearing for Jameson's adoption. So I sent over to get a continuance from the courthouse saying, "Hey, we need a different court date. I can't cut myself in half."
Share this video,
they denied
guys.
my continuance and
Please
just
share
handed
the
him
video.
over custody because they
there.
wanted to wash their hands of the case. They were done with it. It was the lady said it was open 4 years too long.
So I know. Oh, sorry. Come back a little bit this way.
Oh, sorry.
Stay one spot. Yeah, okay.
I was trying to get out the wind.
No,
it was
know.
like,
whew. Only a few more questions and we'll be done. I know it's cold.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
cold
where
out
he
there.
is. He needs to come and give me my coat.
I know. I mean, these are tough questions to ask a mom, but I mean, do you think Harmony's alive?
I still believe she's here. I think he has her with either like his mother that no one knows really anything about.
Oh,
because
so she
never
didn't
raised
know.
him,
Okay.
But I think he would call his mom or hit her up on Facebook and say, "I'm in real bad trouble. I need you to take her. You're the only one that no one knows." You know what I mean? I feel like she's still here. I would know, man. Like I said before, a mother knows.
Wow. So this is before she found out that he unalived Harmony. Wow. This is crazy. And yeah, I heard about that. The couples that adopted Harmony's little brothers and stuff, they wanted Harmony, but because he's the father, the addict father who is not ready to take care of himself, his family, or children, who is a maniac, homicidal murderer, they gave the little girl to him. And the social worker should be on trial too. I agree, girl. Totally 100, baby. Yes, yes, yes. The whole damn department of DF, so of child social, whatever the hell y'all call them different up here. We call them um
You know
CPS.
when your baby's not here anymore. You know, you literally you feel it the day it happens. You know, and yeah, I've woken up with panic attacks and woke up calling family members freaking out because like I just have a terrible feeling all the time. But I don't. It's not a feeling of that she's not here anymore. You know.
With his violent past and addiction, I mean, do you think he could have?
I feel like he sold her. I think he sold her because the same week that they're saying this happened, the day after Thanksgiving to December 6th, was the week after my son legally got adopted on the news. You know what I mean? And he knew what my son looked like. He, you know, that's my daughter's brother, you know. So he saw that, and I really think it's connected. I think like he got that idea from seeing that and was like, oh, I can do it illegally, you know? Because not for nothing, right around the same time, you know, human trafficking was at an all-time high. So was Oregon harvesting.
Yes,
Which I don't even
talk
want to go
about it,
there,
girl.
but at least if he sold it to a family that legally couldn't adopt or something, you know, there's still hope that she's at least safe somewhere, you know?
Do you feel any guilt?
Oh, yeah, every day. Every day. I played a part in this. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm innocent. Like, I'm a recovering addict. Like, when I gave birth to her, I didn't know nothing about being a parent. I didn't know nothing about getting in recovery, but I never stopped trying. I always went into program after program after program, trying to, you know, prove to her and my family that I wasn't going to stop until I got better, you know? And I
Good for
just,
you.
you know, especially when I kept reaching out to Adam, kept reaching out. Like I even was like, I even wanted to show him, like, look how far I've come, you know?
Yeah, but baby, he's an addict
Yeah, there's a
too.
lot
He
of
don't give
shame
a
and
damn
guilt,
about
you
you
know,
being in recovery,
that come
girl.
with this. It's not gonna set me back. It's gonna motivate me to keep fighting for her and keep looking for her, because if I can't speak for her, who else is going
Who's gonna
to?
speak?
You
Right,
know?
that's right.
Look, it happened for 2 years because I wasn't her voice, or I couldn't be, or nobody could hear me. You know, I just want people to hear me and come forward and tell us something, because somebody knows something. It's a fact. Like, someone knows something, and either they're too afraid to get in trouble or whatever, but someone knows something.
And just my last question: the search happening at the house now.
They're just scouring for any type of anything,
Do
really.
you think there's something at that house?
No. I don't have a feeling like I get these crazy intuitions, I always have, and I don't have any type of intuition about that house. I feel like they're wasting time, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. I'm also hoping as well, you know, that there's nothing. So
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, Crystal. I know it's not easy.
You know, I wanted to say also, I want to show y'all one more video and then I'm gonna end it. So I want to do a few things. Oh, here it is.
New developments today in a missing girl mystery in New Hampshire. We are getting an
I was gonna say, when you're in recovery and another person is not in recovery, they don't give a damn about your recovery process, girl. Okay. When I was in recovery and my ex-husband was still drinking, he didn't give a fuck. He was like, because he wasn't ready to get clean. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time to continue to, it's never a waste of time to continue to talk to them about recovery, but they're just not ready, you know? And in Adam's case, honey, please, you need to throw the Bible and some holy water at him.
Exclusive look inside the house where 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery lived before she vanished 2 years ago. It comes as criticism heats up for authorities, many questioning how state investigators did not see warning signs of abuse.
So this is how their
before
house
this
looked
little girl
inside. I'm
disappeared.
just seeing it
Correspondent
just
Brian
now.
Anton is staying on top of the story
With you
live for us
guys.
from
Let's look at it
Manchester, New
together.
Hampshire. So Brian, tell us, have police made any progress today?
Nicole, unfortunately, still express no sign of little Harmony, but for the first time today, we are getting a look inside the house where Harmony once lived. News Nation obtaining these photos from inside the last known house missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery lived in. They show the bedrooms, kitchen, and inside the refrigerator. And you can see extension cords running throughout the house, hooked up to a generator outside because
gosh.
neighbors say the power was cut off. This is the house where police say Harmony's dad, Adam Montgomery, abused the little girl, even causing a black eye.
You're doing extreme punishments to her. She all kinds
you
of stuff
seen
like
this?
that
We
the
are
therapist
Cody's
had gotten
voice.
out of her just by playing dolls in a dollhouse. Imagine. I was horrified. I was like, no. I told DCF, and that was that. Like
How is it
months later, they
possible-
hand over custody.
How is it possible she got to stay with him after all of that?
I don't understand. I still don't understand to this day.
Harmony's mom says she warned New Hampshire's Division of Children, Youth, and Families about the abuse, but was ignored. They also haven't responded to our emails or calls since last week. So we showed up to their offices today.
They showing up.
Hi, my name is Brian Anton. I'm a reporter with News Nation. We've been trying to get in touch with the department, the director, about the... Is he filming? He is filming, yes.
Okay, turn around, because I know this side of it's not public. And I will call somebody for you.
We waited, and a representative from the communications office arrived.
All right, Jake Leon, communications. Hey, how you doing? I'm Brian. I'm from News Nation.
Yeah, you just called me like an hour ago.
Yeah,
That's cool. You didn't tell me you were on your way.
Well, we've been emailing, calling since last week. Is there concern here about the fact that she was missing for 2 years and no one knew?
I really am not able to get into that because it's due to confidentiality.
The department later
Come
sent us
on
a
now.
statement saying the department is continually reviewing its processes to ensure the best possible outcomes for children and families. The Division for Children, Youth, and Families has conducted a preliminary internal review on this case, and as is the case whenever a critical incident involving a child occurs, a comprehensive quality assurance review is completed. The statement went on to say their primary focus is locating Harmony. Crystal's mom hopes that is everyone's focus right now.
Come forward and tell us something, because somebody knows something. It's a fact.
And Harmony's dad remains behind bars on abuse charges. Her stepmother is also locked up on a welfare fraud charge. And we just learned today she will now be facing an additional theft charge and will be back in court on Thursday. Nicole?
And Brian, just really quickly, I know that you spoke with Harmony's biological mother, and so she told you she does believe Harmony is still alive.
Absolutely. She believes that 100%. She actually believes that Harmony's father sold her for drugs and is alive somewhere. And that's why it's so important that anyone who sees her picture and thinks they might recognize that little girl either call the FBI or Manchester police.
Yeah, we all want to get her home safe.
Well, fortunately, sorry to say, very sad to say, but I don't think they are going to find her remains because he did so much damage to that little girl. Like, he chopped her up in pieces. He was going to put her in the nutrient bullet blender. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, and then the juices from her. So he made sure that she would never be found. And if she would never have a decent burial. And that is a harsh, harsh thing to do. We already know he's a monster. Now, I don't even know what the word to even call him that will suppress more than a monster. Demonic? Is that a word for him? Demonic? Because he went over the word monster over here on Brooklyn Squad. We usually call him monster. I call him people monster. But he is, yes, a demonic. He's a demon. Demonic, or something's wrong with him. This is the most. I've heard of child abuse before. God knows I've heard. We've heard of missing cases before. But this is the most. I can't even tell you. I never thought that it would get worse than this. I could never even imagine a parent or anybody want to put your child in a blender? What was he gonna put? A drink of her a smoothie? Like what the fuck? And you know what? He's so sick. He might have would have drunk her. Because people do shit like that. They eat body parts. Oh, well, I want to see that. We're watching the whole trial, baby. The whole time it's going until they say the electric chair on his behind. They will be bringing up evidence that Adam, in fact, did by a saw and saw blades. Yeah, but he already admitted that he guilty. So we know that part. He changed his plea to guilty. I guess his lawyer must have said, listen, bro, you might as well change your plea to guilty. So if he changed his plea to guilty, why are we even doing this trial? Just throw him in the electric chair. Oh, because homegirl took the plea. Is that why we're doing this trial? Like, why are we even doing this trial? You know? No, we didn't see that yet. Uh-uh. Not yet. I think Monday. Yesterday they talked about they was oh, wait a minute. Yes, they did talk about that. Megan, yes. Cuz that's how we found out that he chopped up her body. Oh, but we're talking about the evidence that he did buy it. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yes, yes. I see what you're saying. Yes. The proof. The proof, the real evidence. Like this is the evidence that he bought that the saw. Not the here will say, I got you. Okay. I got you. Yes, but they're actually, I think what she's saying is we're going to see the evidence though. I thought they said he bought a saw with a diamond blade and the extra diamond blade. Yeah, but I think she's talking about that they gonna show us now. Oh, that what you saying, Megan? That they actually gonna show us the evidence. They either gonna show us the blade, the saw, or some receipts, not just hearsay of what she said. Right. Yes, they said it in opening statement. Right. Right. Okay, so am I correct? Right. Okay. So now we really gonna get to the point where, right. Okay, now we all on board. We on board, but Adam ain't. Adam, the Adams family. Da-da-da-da. Ugh, ugh. He just like the Adams family. Remember that show, The Adams Family? Child. Ugh. He disgusts me. Oh, I look like my mother when I just did that face. A darker version of her though. My mother was so light. Yeah, this is so like when I thought that it couldn't get no worse when people do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else can you do to this little girl? I don't, you know what? I'm still hesitating. Did he abuse her? And well, I'm not getting monetized anyway, so did he sexually abuse her? Because he did everything else to that little girl. And when they asked the wife, did he touch her? I was waiting for the wife to say in a manner of, you know what I'm saying? Because they were saying like, okay, well, he put her body in the thing, so of course he had to touch her. But I was wondering if they was getting that another way. You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna go there with that also? Was that the opening of them trying to go there with that? I don't know. We'll see. Did he sexually abuse that little girl? Is what I want to know. Because you didn't did everything under the sun to this little girl. He probably didn't because he couldn't stand her. Because in the interview that I seen on Court TV, well, I didn't see, I was listening to it as I was doing my thumbnail earlier. Um, the mother said, Harmony's mother said he couldn't stand females. He hated his mother because his mother abandoned him. So it started off with his mother. Yup. It started off with his mother. He couldn't stand his mother. His mother abandoned him. And his mother probably was abusive to him. So he didn't like females. And he didn't stand Harmony's mother. He always called her a bee and choked her and said he couldn't stand her. He hated her. And look what he said to Harmony. He couldn't stand Harmony. And Harmony looks like her mother. Remember I said yesterday, I wonder if he don't like Harmony, if he despises her because she favors her mother. And he probably didn't, he could, I wonder if he don't like his daughter because he probably couldn't stand the mother. And when I look at Harmony and I look at the mother, they look just alike. They look just alike. She looked just like her mother. And that's the reason why he did not like that baby, because she looked just like her mother and he despised Harmony's mother. So he took all that anger out on that little girl. That's a shame. I said that yesterday. Yep, you thought Cody's case was bad, but damn. baby. And it's sad that we got to say what case is worse and what case is worse, because every mother in their heart feels like their child's case is worse than worse. But this is like, woo, Lord. Justice for Harmony, man. Wow. Lord have mercy. Poor baby. Damn, we forgot the candles again. Oh, man. Damn. Remember I said, Cody voice, I want to start doing certain things at the, with my candles, for those that's unalive and stuff. And we went food shopping today and got a few things, and I forgot the damn candles, but we went food shopping at 5:43 this morning. Damn. Watch me text Dave in the living room and say, we forgot the candles. We forgot the candles again. Text my hubby. I'm gonna have to pick it up this week. Damn. Because this is something special that I want to do on my platform for those that's unalive, especially with cases, the kids' cases, man. And right now would have been a good time to light some candles before I end the live for this little girl. Well, her name is not this little girl, for Harmony. And then we talked about doing something for Cody on here. So I gotta get, and for every victim. Damn. No, what you saying your mistake for? Oh, from what earlier about what every parent feels like they cases. Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, the cases that I've been looking at and I'm into right now, yeah, every family feels like, their case is worse than, and I get it. I get it as being the mother, but this is like a lot. This case is, wow. Wow. This is very sad. But no, don't apologize. Shit, I feel where you coming from, girl. I feel where you're coming from. Trust me. Trust when I tell you. But other parents, But I do feel where you're coming from. I feel like this case is the worst. I bet you it's, oh my God, I can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine these cases out here, child. Ugh. Oh, see? And I didn't even know that. I know he did say he hated her because she reminded him of Harmony's mom, Crystal. Look at that. And I didn't even know that. But that's how mother effers be, man. That's how mother effers be. And that's a shame. And I didn't even know that, but I said it yesterday. I said, I wonder if he hated his baby mother so bad and he despises her because maybe that they look alike. And when I looked at the little girl today, as we're watching the mother, I'm like, oh, they look just alike. So that told like, wow. I know these ninjas, man. It be like that. It be like that. Have you been following the Shanna Vendor case? No. Her 50 years old special needs. What? Good. Let me write this case down. I'm actually got a case to bring with y'all tomorrow because I'm doing an interview on the mother. But let me write this case down. Shandra, no, I never heard of this. Arc. All right. I'm gonna get into that and then we could do that too. I have so many cases though. Tortured her 50 years old special needs son to death. What? These people, man, I don't know. Where was the CPS worker for that case? Where was the CPS worker for that case? Child. I'm gonna look that case up. Exactly. I said that yesterday. He only wanted that little girl because of the money. Yep. Once I found out what that lady said on that stand, that they were still getting food stamps, I said they was food stamp checking that girl's body. They were still getting food stamps and this girl was unalive. So he was only there to get that money for that baby. And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I said that yesterday. And because she was a special needs child, because she was blind in one eye, she was getting Social Security, I'm pretty sure. So that's where that money came from. But I'm wondering if they're going to mention that on the stand. Let's not forget about that. Now, she didn't mention that. They asked her, where's the money coming from? She said, oh, I was working and then we have food stamps. No, tell the truth, BITCH. Y'all was checking in her SSI checks. That's where that money, because she was a special needs baby. She was blind in one eye. So she was getting SSI, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they get me so mad. Right, sis? Let's not forget. I just thought of that just now. Just came to my head. So they had to be getting that SSI check. And them food stamps, that's how they was smoking all them cracks and them dopes with that baby money. Yep. And I'm pretty sure they was on disability because they was an addict. If they wasn't on disability, they was on food stamps, and they was getting welfare checks. And she got kids, so she was getting mad food stamps. And they was cashing. I'm pretty sure they was cashing their food stamps in too for the crack. Come on, I know how it is. I know how the game goes. I know how the game goes. March 4th, let me write that down. I was going to ask you when Corey's trial start. Oh, that trial we're going to have to. What? Corey trial starts. I'm going to actually put that in my phone. But I'm going to put it down in a notebook now. But then later I'll put it in my phone because I definitely don't want to miss that. March 4th, right? Yeah. We sure will. Right after his behind is found guilty. So you know I'm going to get me some candles. Yes. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I'm down for that. Yes. Right after he found guilty, we're going to be like, Justice for Cody. And we're going to light them candles up on my platform. Light them up, baby. Light them up. Dim the lights and light your candles up. They said, oh, let me plug what you said. I didn't even put that. Yep. Okay, what Megan say? They said they claim her on taxes. Technically, it's illegal since she was with them 6 months or more in her tax year. Oh yeah. Yeah. They was claiming them babies on the taxes now. They claim your child, anybody child. Child, you claim anybody child on taxes. People go to the welfare building and they don't even know people. And my mother used to do it, okay? She don't even know them people. And she'd be like, can I claim your child? And I'll give you such and such. Child. My mother passed away, but she used to do that shit. They are having jury selection on Monday for Montgomery Trial. Oh, they are? Is that going to be? No, that's not going to be live. That's not going to be live, though, right? I wonder if they do stuff like that live. My nose is bothering. I need to start using my nose. I always say I need to start using my nose spray, and I never use it. Hold on, y'all. Is that going to be live? I be feeling like I got boogies in my nose. But I know it's my allergies. Is that going to be live? Probably not. Probably. I doubt it. I doubt it, though. These kids, man. These poor babies, man. Damn. I'm not too happy about them taking Cody's fence down. I can't believe that. Katie was pissed about that, too. There you go, Katie. I'm about to end, girl. It's all right. You had your baby birthday party. How was it? How was the birthday? Today, Katie had her birthday party for her little girl. She turned 1 year old. She turned 1 year old. Aww. It was amazing. I bet. I want to see pictures, girl. I want to see the cake. I want to see her outfit. I want to see pictures. With her little adorable self. She come in here talk about, sorry, I'm so late. Girl, you ain't in this ain't no job interview or nothing. You good. No, this is a job interview. You would have been, they would have been like, miss, yo, Katie be taking her moderation serious as hell, yo, for real. Her and Kathy B, they be taking they stuff. What? They don't be playing. They take they shit serious as being the mod, man. They don't be playing. Oh, they do not be playing, boy. I tell you. I love it though. I love it. I'm about to end anyway, Katie. You could watch the replay. It was good. It was good. We watched Ron, what's his name? Ron something. And then I played some of the news clip of the mother talking. And I played some of the other news clip where you could look inside their apartment, child. Ugh, baby. Wires everywhere. The house is a mess. Girl. And then we just talked about Cody a little bit too and stuff. Yeah. So Cody's trial is coming up March 4th. So when Cody for Voice was saying, because remember I forgot the candles again, girl. And we went shop. I forgot the candles again. But I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get the candles. But Cody for Voice just made a good idea too. She was like, once they say Corey is guilty, we doing a visual right here on Brooklyn Squad. We're gonna put them candles up and then them lights and say justice for Cody. Yes. Yes, girl. Justice for Cody. Soon as they say guilty, 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 electric chair, electric chair, electric chair. I'm gonna be like, yes, justice for Cody. And put them candles up, baby. Put them candles up, baby. Put them candles up, baby. Put them prayer handles up, cause that mother effer is ooh. Ugh, y'all. Mm. I'm not gonna hold y'all till 1 o'clock in the morning today, though. We was on here till 1 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Oh my God. The trial was deep, man. It was heavy. It was long. That girl, his wife caught a migraine. She lucky she's alive. She lucky that's all she caught is a migraine. She lucky she's alive. You know what I'm saying? Homegirl lucky she's living. Shoot. Mm-mm. Oh God, no, girl. It's only going to get heavier. Monday. Oh, Monday we will be back again with some more of I don't know what's Monday. Oh yeah, Monday is Megan said Monday they're gonna be talking about that they're gonna show the evidence of the saw that he used to, unalive her and stuff like that. She said, let's not go yet, girl. You're not gonna keep me up here to no 1 in the morning, baby. I got other case. All right, well, since y'all don't want me to go yet, let's work on the case then. Then I gotta do a thumbnail. I guess I could. No, how would I do that? Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's so bad. Nuh-uh. Cody voice thinks she's slick. She want me to run around. Okay, well, let's look at the Shanda. Okay, so let's do this. All right, hold on. It is a case that it is a case that I have to work on. So I was gonna do it tomorrow. Post thumbnail. I do have a case that I was gonna do tomorrow, but we can do it now because I'm actually gonna interview the mother. Next, I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna work something out with her from whenever she has time, but she's ready to come on here. She is so ready to come on here. Okay. So let me put his picture up. Hold on. Oh damn. It's 8 of y'all in here. I don't want to end it. How would I do that though? Because I have it set for tomorrow. How would I do that? If I have it set for tomorrow. No, I don't want to because it's 7 people in here. Let me see something. Hold on. This case is a cover up, corruption. It's a corruption. Oops, wrong one. Hold on. Damn. Where the fuck is it? Hold up. I know I'm not bugging. That's weird. Oh, because I have it set for. But it should say his picture. That's so weird. Where did it go? Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there it is. Why didn't it save? So this young man, hold on. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so Jerrick, All right. This is a weird case, and I'm going to tell you why. Give me a second. The craziest thing, you're not going to find anything on the news about this young man. Nothing. Period. Jack. Squat. Nothing. Nothing. You're not going to find anything on YouTube about him either. Nothing. His name is Jerrick Holder. He was only 17 years old. 17 years old. I'm going to read you what his mother said. No, you know what? Let me read you what the news article said first. Not the news article. Google. And this is a small thing of what his mother got. That's the small little article that you're going to find. That's it. That's it. Okay? Just in case y'all can't see that, let me show you myself. Um, this is the only thing his mother got. That's it. That's it. And I'm going to tell you what that says. 2 teenagers were unalived in Forest City. A 17-year-old Jerrick Holder, which is her son, was found pow in his chest near a home on West Franklin Avenue. Holder was taken by private vehicle to the Forest City Medical Center, where he was later pronounced unalive. Later that evening, a 19-year-old Donald Williams was also found pow at a home off of Martin Luther King Drive. Williams was airlifted to regional, where he was later pronounced unalive. It is unclear at this time that the two pows are connected. St. Francis County Coroner Malik Gilbert said. Miles Kimball said. I was way off with the name. Now, I'm going to read you. Oops, what the hell? Oh, brother, what am I doing? Remove that. This picture back. Now, let me put you where his mother says. And I found her on TikTok. Okay? And when I read this, I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I told her what I do. And she said, I need to spread awareness for my son. She hasn't spoken out about this. She just started speaking out 2 weeks ago, so she doesn't have videos that she's been doing or anything, she said, but she's going to start. But she will be on here to tell you what happened to her baby. But for now, this is what we have. To all my Facebook family and friends, I need your help. Please share this post. I need the news to contact me ASAP. What happened to my son Jerrick Holder? On November 21st, 2022, me and my family received the worst news ever. I had got a call from one of the suspects stating that my son had been pow-pow. FCPD stated that my son Jerrick Holder and Donald Williams had unalived, had taken each other's life, which me and my family was led to believe that those kids did take each other's life. For 10 months, they believed that. Shaking my head. That was absolutely the biggest lie someone could tell a parent that knows her child. Them kids did not take each other's life. What happened to my son, Jerrick Holder? Over the past year, I have been doing my own investigation and gathering all information and facts to prove them kids did not pow each other. I then went and from the chief of police, mayor, prosecutor, state troopers, and etc. No one wants to help me due to the fact of the evidence. And if they did, why is this case still open? Why did it take them almost a year to release my son's autopsy report? And they still got a hold on it. By the grace of God, I was able to get it. Let me tell y'all why. Because they effed up. And everybody knows it. And I guess they thought when my son got pow-powed, it was going to take the spotlight off of the illegal and unlawfully things that was done to him. Ankle monitor, but not only when he was alive, but when he was deceased as well. No, sir. Right thought, wrong parent. Why would I expect the FCPD to get justice for my son when they were the very ones that violated my son right when he was alive? I got my baby's autopsy reports back, and guess what? My son was pow sitting in a non-moving vehicle, shaking my head, meaning that one of the listed suspects killed my baby and Donald. And guess what? She's trying to say that one of the listed suspects unalived my baby and Donald. And guess what was missing? That damn ankle monitor. The bullet fragment that he was pow with? Yes, that's right. These mother effers don't went in behind me and my sister's back in the Forensic City Medical Center and took the ankle monitor and the bullet from my deceased son's body before even sending his body to the state crime lab. What else did y'all take? Y'all stay with now. More to come. I'm exposing everyone. Y'all gonna pay for what y'all did to my son. Hashtag mommy gonna take hashtag miss you so much, hashtag come see about me. Hashtag mommy gun to see even get for death. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Yeah. Cover up. Amen. Cover up. So if you didn't understand what I was saying, I'm going to say it again slowly because I know my reading, She got a phone call saying, ma'am, no, she got a phone call from a suspect, she said, but saying that the other kid and her son basically had a pow powing and they unalived themselves. For 10 months, she thought that. 10 whole months, she thought that. Then she's like, wait a minute. Something is not right. I'm going to do my own investigation. How about that? She started gathering things up. Something's not adding right. Why would it take a year for them to give me the autopsy report? Oh, they fucked up. Oh, they big mad, but they big fucked up. Her son was sitting in the car. The car wasn't moving, so he was sitting still. So that means, right? There was no movement. He was not resisting arrest. He was not raising any guns. He was any pow pows. There was no pow pows going on with him and his boy or the person that he was with. He was sitting in his vehicle still. The vehicle wasn't moving. Oh, it's more than a lie. This sounds like some prejudice shit. Big cover up. The ankle monitor was removed. So I guess he did have an ankle monitor on because she said that was removed. And the bullet fragment from his body was removed. Now, who else removed? Come on now. Who did that? Who removed that? It sure wasn't the unalive people. When I tell you that the police is getting more sloppy and I don't know what, they just got damn dumb and stupid and getting more sloppier. Did they think that his mother was just gonna take what they said and be okay with it? Then they just dumber than I thought. Let me say this, and I'ma say it. Again. His ankle monitor was missing, and the bullet fragment that he was pow with was missing as well. Yes, that's right. These mother effers done went in behind me and my sister's back at the Forensic City Medical Center and took the ankle monitor and the bullet from my deceased son's body. before even sending his body to the state crime lab. Exactly, Katie. Exactly. They just so damn dumb and sloppy. They didn't think that she was going to get the autopsy report. Baby. And I who? And I tell you what? She did everything right that a mother should have done. She got the autopsy report and she did her own investigation. She contacted the news and they told her she needs a lawyer. They will not put this on the news. Why? Because they know the police covered their shit up. No one's going to touch this case because it's a big freaking mess. It's a cover up. It's crazy. This is insane. It's crazy. I'm disgusted because I'm sitting here thinking like, why in your right mind would make you think that y'all could? Why do they keep unaliving? I don't have to say why they keep unaliving these kids. They're unaliving these kids because they're prejudiced. They're prejudiced. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. You don't like their color. Because why else are you unaliving these kids? And then doing dumb shit like taking the bullet wounds, taking the fragments out and the ankle monitor. I mean, come on now. Correct. And it's beyond unacceptable. And I'm not just saying that because I'm half black and I'm half white and half black. Cherokee to white. If I was straight white or Puerto Rican or Mexican or any other doggone color, and I see this, I would say still the same thing. Because I'm not blind. I see it for what it is. These motherfucking cops are prejudiced against black people and younger teenagers. They don't like black teenagers. I can't even say black thugs because there's some young teenagers who wasn't gangster and they are still being unalive. And what I mean gangster, I'm not talking about gang banging. I'm just saying like wasn't like a geek. like Steve Urkel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No one is talking about this young boy's case. I can't find this nowhere on YouTube. Google has that little small article that I showed y'all, and that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all you're gonna find. Now, if y'all do find a news report, please let me know because I couldn't find nothing. And the mother even said it's not on the news because we messaged each other today. It's not on the news. This country has a huge issue with guns in the wrong hands. It should not be easy for young people to get guns. Exactly. Exactly, Kathy B. It shouldn't be easy for young people to get guns. It really shouldn't. Exactly. And that's what I told the mother. Exactly. They want to hush hush because it's a cover up. Right. So they're not gonna talk about it. No, 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 ma'am. But guess what? Guess who is gonna talk about it? We are. I'm gonna blow the roof on fire. I'm gonna blow the motherfucking roof on fire. Let they office burn, motherfucker, burn. You dirty cops. And I'ma say it and I'ma say it out loud. If something was to happen to those police officer children, how would they feel? They would have to look at their wife every single day as she's grieving for her son or her daughter. This is a disgrace. And then to blame it on another black young man and say, and let's not forget about the other child that's unalive, because it's not just him, it was the other young boy who was unalive as well. Okay? The other young boy who was unalive as well. And his name was Donald Williams. I don't know how old Donald Williams was. I'm going to look his case. I'm going to look him up though. His life was also taken. They try to say that him and Donald Williams had a GUN war, basically. No, the only GUN war is you mother effing police. That's the GUN war that's going around right now. It's you police officers. That's the freaking problem. That's the GUN war that's going around as we speak. It's you police officers, you crooked cops. You gangbanger cops. You cops are the worstest gangbangers there is. Too trigger happy. too trigger happy. Trigger should be their middle name, or as a matter of fact, their first name. Officer Robinson? No, that's not my name. It's Trigger Robinson. The fuck? And made sure that this would not hit the news. I was not surprised when she told me that she contacted the news and they wouldn't help her. They told her to get a lawyer. I said, she said, I don't know why they said that. I said, because it's a cover up. Because they know that the story is a cover up. It's a big cover up with the police, and it's messy with them, and they not gonna get involved. That's why they told you that. That's exactly why. I said, I listen. I've got cases now that's like that. That's exactly why. They would not get involved. Forget the news channel. You need to go to some black media people, like Jelani's mother did. Taryn Hall. We will be emailing you. Nancy Grace ain't black, but Nancy Grace, I will be hitting you up. And excuse me for saying go to some black medias. No, let me not say that, because you do have people that really will put this case out, that really do care. It don't have to be black media. So I apologize for saying that, because Nancy Grace ain't black. You just have to figure out which one ain't afraid to put it out. And Taryn Hall wasn't afraid to put it out. Nancy Grace don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just really see which one is not afraid, which one really is going to cares, genuinely care, and it's not just about the paycheck. You feel me? Because that young man should still be alive. More love, less hate. Stop. Speak up. Stop the corruption. Handsome young man, justice. We want justice. No, we don't want justice. We demand justice. And we will not be quiet. This is horrible. This really just really pisses me off, man. Now one life that popped up with two. And blamed it on each other. That is some foul, 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 foul shit I've ever seen. Man, if we just saw the most foul case, disgusting case of true crime, now we got to see the most foul case of corruption. It just doesn't get any worse. It doesn't get any better. I mean, it doesn't get any better. It gets worse. It's very frustrating. It is. And I'm so sorry that she has to go through this. So, so sorry. We're going to continue to pray for her. Even though I did this story today, I'm still going to do it again tomorrow, but I'll put him with another person, another young man who, matter of fact, let me see if the other mother texts me. Because there's another case that I'm also another corruption case. Let me see if the mother messaged me back. Not this mother, but another mother. That no, not yet. Okay. Her another mother that her son was unalived by a police officer too. This is just crazy. But I'm gonna talk about his case again tomorrow because I already put the thumbnail out, but I'm going to do it with some other cases. And I have a clip to show you guys tomorrow. You guys are going to get pissed the hell off at this clip tomorrow. Whoa, are you guys going to get tight. I'm going to show it tomorrow because I want to fix the thumbnail and stuff. Yeah. I'm going to show it tomorrow. All right. Let's get ladies, get some rest. Katie, you had a big day with that party and stuff for your little girl. I know you're tired. I'm not going to keep y'all up here till 1 in the morning today. No, 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 no. I want to get some thumbnails going for tomorrow. I'm going to have to change my thumbnail for the live because it was just going to be his live tomorrow, but now it's going to be a few cases tomorrow. So I love y'all so much, Brooklyn Squad. You guys rock with your girl. We don't need a lot of people on here. We just got us, and that's all we need. I appreciate y'all so, so much. Megan, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the family. I appreciate you so much as well. I will see y'all tomorrow. All right. I'm gonna I might still leave the same time but change the thumbnail. I should go a little earlier tomorrow, like at least 5. Because I gotta get up really early Monday morning. If you know, you know. Well, I know Katie knows what Monday is. But so I don't know. I got the time for 7, I think, tomorrow, or is it 6? I might just leave it like that. I don't know. But anyway, I see y'all tomorrow, okay? Mwah. You guys are the best. Keep this family in prayers. Justice, justice, justice. Peace.